So today, here is your job. Your job is to take the 20 tiles that are in your dish, and you are going to find all of the possible rectangles that have an area of 20 square inches. Okay? You need to find all the perimeters, and then we're going to discuss these questions. And one of the big ones we talked about was, how do you know you found all the rectangles? What was your strategy for making sure that you found all of them? Okay? What do you notice about the perimeters? Does it make sense that some perimeters are longer than others? And why would that make sense? And then we're going to compare and contrast the rectangles with the shortest and longest perimeters. And we're going to talk about why that happens. Okay? So you can get started. I'm going to pass you out some paper. You need to record your answers. Why are you guys starting with that one first?
Because it's the easiest.
It's the easiest one to start with? Mm-hmm. What do you think is going to happen with that perimeter? It's going to be really long.
No, you be the bear. I'll be the bear. You be the lion.
Is it 20?
What are you girls doing first? Okay, now Natalia, I have a question for you. Are these all of the rectangles you can make?
Yeah, I tried 4, but we have 4 from here and 5 from here.
So you tried to do 6 in a row. And what happened when you did 6 in a row?
I had some missing.
You had some missing when you had 6 in a row. So that didn't work. What else did you try?
I tried taking 2 away and tried doing this.
2, yes. Oh, because 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20. Yes.
What about this rectangle and this rectangle? They're really the same. They're just, so really, how many combinations have you found? 3. Do you think you have all of them?
I was thinking actually more.
You think you have all of them? What was your strategy? Did you have a strategy for finding all of them? Yeah. What was your strategy for finding all of the rectangles? Nicole?
Well, you would, let's say,
What did you start with?
with ones,
You mean one row?
you 1 row, and then 2 row, and then 3 rows. But it was kind of difficult because when you kept on changing the numbers, sometimes it would just switch the shape around.
Do you mean that the shape would just sort of turn?
Yeah, turn.
And you still had the same dimensions and the same perimeter in that case, right? What happened when you put 3 in had rows of 3?
Well, sometimes some were left out, and you can't really get them in. So when you add those, you still need some more, like.
You would need more tile.
Leftovers.
You would either have leftovers or you would have some space there, right? That you would need more tiles to make an even rectangle. Eric?
Well, me and Shreya, we pretty much, like at that time we found 3. We thought we found the most possible shapes, and then we tried another, and then we thought we could do more, but we really couldn't. We tried 6, but we didn't have enough tiles.
When you said you tried 6, you mean you put 6 in a row, and then you had 6 in another row, and 6 in another row, and then you should have had
4 down.
some left over, right? Shreya?
Well, it also works like, when you take the dimensionals on the side and on the top, if you multiply them both together, you'll know when to stop.
You can use your multiplication facts. Did anybody else use their multiplication facts today to make sure they had all of the combinations? June?
I did. That's actually like the only thing we did. We wrote down the facts that go, the numbers that can be multiplied to get into 20, and we only found 3. So we found out that there was the 4 by 5, the 2 by 10, and the 1 by 20.
So we've talked about knowing your multiplication facts and how important that is. Here's another example of how it's really important. I do believe that most of you have found all of the combinations that you can make with 20 square inch tiles. Okay? So we have 3 of them. So the ones that you recorded on your paper should look similar to the ones that are on the board. Would somebody please tell me what is the perimeter of this rectangle? Lorena?
42.
42. Who agrees that it is 42? Cameron, why do you agree that it's 42?
That the top has to be the 2 plus 2 is 4, and the other side, the sides are 2, so that equals 42.
Are you telling me 2 plus 2 is 4, so that's like 20 plus 20 is
It's
40.
And then the sides are 2, and that equals 2.
So 40 plus 2 is 42. Did anybody find perimeter in a different way besides adding the top and the bottom? Brian?
We knew that the sides were 20, so we added 20 plus 20, which equals 40. 40, and the tops have those that equal 2, so it's 42.
Okay, so you found your perimeter in the same way that Cameron found his perimeter. So this was 42 inches. Okay, now, perimeter of the second shape. Who has a perimeter of that one? Ashley.
The perimeter was 24 inches.
24 inches. And can somebody tell me how they got the perimeter of 24 inches? Eric.
We got 24 because we counted 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then we count, there's obviously 10 on this side, and we added them both, and we got 20. Then we added 2 plus 2 is 4, and we got 24.
Eric, I like what you did because you made sure first that you knew that this was 10 across. So Eric counted 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So if there's 10 on the top, there has to be 10 on the bottom. 10 plus 10 is 20, and is 2 plus 2 was 4. Excellent. Perimeter for the last shape. Jessie Lau. 20. Do we agree that the perimeter is 20? Nicole.
I disagree with Jessie.
And can you tell us why you disagree with Jessie?
Because the way I figured it out is because there's 5 on the top and 5 on the bottom, which equals 10. Plus there's 4 on each side.
Right.
And 4 plus 4 equals 8. So then 10 plus 8 equals 18.
Does anybody disagree with Nicole? Does anybody agree with Nicole? Who can tell me why they agree with Nicole? Sukuso.
Because I just in case counted all of them with my hand from here, one by one. So just to make sure, and it was right. It was 18.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. That's what you did.
Just to make sure.
Sebastian, do you have something to share?
I agree with Nicole too, because my way, I added 5 plus 4, and I knew that's 9. And the other side, 5 plus 4 is 9 again. So I added 9 plus 9, and I knew that equaled 18.
Can somebody repeat how Sebastian found the perimeter of the third shape? That was a different strategy. That is one that has not come up yet. Sam.
He knew 5 plus 4 equaled 9, and then he did it the same way with the other 2 sides, and then he knew 9 plus 9 equaled 18.
Where did the 5 and the 4 come from? Just to make sure we all know. Lizzie girl.
The 5 came from the top, and the 4 came from the side.
Okay, and where did the other 5 and 4 come from?
Again, from the top and the side.
From the top?
The
From
bottom
the bottom and the side. Good job, guys. Those are some very good strategies for finding your perimeter.